going back to the Sooners?
Oh, it was fun. As I said, it was fun because I would I don't like riding the jeeps that go around Diliman. I would like to walk from my dorm
Also, you stayed in one of the
to
ladies'
the
dorm.
library to the business ad building. So
Okay.
I was too young to even think about any suitors. To me, they were nuisance
Oh, wow.
before
Distractions.
distractions. And there was one time there were five, including my own husband now, who visited me, and I told the maids there that would say, "Oh, you have a visitor." I said, "Oh, you have five visitors," and I said, "Tell them I'm not here.
Uh-huh.
Tell them I'm in the library." So she said, "Oh, that's too bad because they're all good looking." And I said, "I don't care." I said, "Tell them to go away." And I came out just to make sure that they're gone, and I saw my own husband having almost a fist fight with the rest of my suitors, and I came out and I said, "Go away, please leave me alone. I don't want to have that kind of reputation in the dorm that you're fighting over me."
Uh-huh.
That was like years and years
And
ago.
your boyfriend then, who turned out to be your husband, also hailed from Olongapo?
Yes, he is a neighborhood boy,
Uh-huh.
and our fathers and mothers all are in the same circle. They're both Masons and Eastern Stars,
Uh-huh.
and they're 5 houses away in the back. There's a road behind us,
Uh-huh.
and their house 5 houses. So he's a neighbor, and we went to school together from second grade.
Also, you must have known him since second grade.
Yes, but I always we did look at each other. We grew up in the same neighborhood. I look at him like the boy that always steals our guavas.
Oh, wow.
And he would have his slingshot and
Uh-huh.
slingshot our fruits because we had lots of fruit trees around our house.
Uh-huh.
And I would always say, "That Arce boy, I don't like you," you know.
Uh-huh.
And that's funny that I was 17 when he courted me.
Formally courted you.
Formally courted me for 2 years. I don't know that that still happens
So
now.
you formally courted you for 2 years. So in other words, you got married at 19?
No, I answered him to become my boyfriend at 19.
Oh, okay.
I
Uh-huh.
married him at 24.
So in other words, 2 years of courtship, another 5 years of being engaged, or, so to speak, or
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
That is quite a long time. You
Two
don't.
years of courtship, 3 years of being together,
Uh-huh.
and then he joined the Navy.
Okay.
And then after 3 years, he came back.
Uh-huh.
So I've known this guy for a lifetime.
Practically. And
Practically 6 years of being, you call it engaged,
Mhm.
But the last 3 years before he came home for our wedding, it was only letters. It was love from a distance.
Mhm.
We wrote to each other every week. There was a letter from wherever around the world he was.
Mhm.
Paris, he would write. He would
Mhm.
send me perfumes.
Wow.
Yes, he would send me presents from any part of the world that he would be.
Mhm. And of course, there are men who would take advantage of his absence too.
Well, surprisingly, I was never attracted to any guy. But one time I was,
Mhm.
and that time I kind of wrote to him, and he immediately arrived for our wedding. We had 2 weeks preparation
Wow.
for a 500
Guest.
wedding. I guess it was the wedding of the
The
year
century.
because we both hailed from Olongapo. So our mother were so excited. My 200 people list became 500. I don't know how,
Uh-huh.
but all the relatives were invited,
Uh-huh.
I guess. And
You were already working when you got married, I'm sure,
yes, I work in Prudential Bank
in Olongapo.
in Olongapo for after graduation.
Mhm.
My career immediately turned around. After graduate, my first job was to be the campaign coordinator for Senator Manglapos.
That could be the early preparation for some kind of a civic work that you're doing in the last
Probably.
so many years.
It was. I was so attracted to people, and in my young life, uh, being a people person, I guess started with one of my jobs where I was still in the university.
So even before Manglapos,
Yes, before that I had a job that while I was studying, because I threatened my father that I no longer want to finish my career.
so you're kind of a working student then.
Yes, I wanted to transfer to UST for fine arts, and my father said, if you are not going to finish in University of the Philippines, I will not support you. So I said, okay, I will get a job. So I was the rebel. You would say that I was the rebel in the whole 6 siblings. So I found a job where I walked the streets of Manila, from the slums to the most, elegant homes there, from the poor to the rich. And that's how I saw big differences in people. How poor people are really very hospitable. They would welcome me in their homes, and even prepare small snacks for me. While in the rich homes, the doors get slammed on my face by the maids. The reason being, I was a market researcher.
Okay.
And I went to the slums of Tondo, slums of Santa Cruz, and then up to the high end of Quezon City and part of Manila. And that's where I learned.
So your education was not only just the classroom, but you were already exposed to the community
Yes, very
even
early.
before graduation.
Yes, even my thesis exposed me to job opportunities before I graduated. I was already being pirated by advertising companies. They thought I would be a good advertising account executive. So before graduation, I already had a job offer, which I turned down because my father would not allow me to live in Manila on my own.
Wow.
So I had to go back to Olongapo.
And with the stint with Raul Manglapos,
Yes.
that's a different story.
That's a different story. At 21, I was raising hands of senators,
Wow.
and our home became the headquarters for Senator Manglapos.
Well, I'm just picking up from this political connection then, because pretty soon we have our own election in the Philippines,
Yes.
come May 10. I would just like to get your a little bit of comparison how campaign was being done that time and the campaign that is ongoing in the Philippines right now.
The campaign right now is probably a little more, what you call, advanced as far as technology, using
Internet.
the internet, which you didn't have before.
Yeah.
Even the television was very scarce in 1966. So, with very little money from the campaign funds of Senator Manglapos, I was able to create my own ideas on how to welcome him. When he came to Olongapo, I asked all the people that were Manglapos, a member of PPP. We welcomed him with a torch parade from the entrance to Olongapo to the main Rizal Triangle.
Wow, very dramatic way.
Dramatic,
Yeah.
and they were sitting in, I think, top-down cars so people could see them and follow them.
During the time he was running for what position?
He was running for president against Marcos.
Wow, in the 66 you said.
1966.
Uh-huh.
So he was there along with several senators who were running also for positions. And so with the townspeople gathered in the plaza, I introduced all of them raising their hands for their candidacy, and people would.
Must be hard for a small lady. Well, how tall you were then?
I was 5'4".
Oh, no, oh, so you're not really tall, not really short,
I
huh?
am tall for a Filipino.
Uh-huh.
I'm the tallest.
I was just imagining these politicians were tall enough for you.
No, I was tall at young age. In fact, that was one of my
Assets.
assets or hang-ups when most of the guys that courted me were shorter than me.
Uh-huh.
And I would look down and I said, I don't think we look good together. But my husband is very tall.
Uh-huh.
He is 5'9".